In this segment, we're going to get you familiarized with the FCX2000. This way, as we go through this video, you'll know what the parts and pieces are as we call them out. Here's the actual cutting bed. And then, of course, you've got the Y bar. And then what's attached to it is the actual, what we call the pen carriage or the tool carriage. Now, down in the lower left hand is the control panel, and we'll be referring that to quite a bit when we go through this video. And then this tray here. And I'm pointing this out because this is a convenient tray for putting all your tools and your blades. The front view, you notice this little handle in front. That's for tilting up the beds for those of you who have electrostatic beds. And then, of course, the larger units have two handles. You have the electronic control box, and then, of course, the power switch, which is always good to know. When looking at the bed sizes, you'll find that the actual cutting area is smaller than the bed size itself. For instance, on the 180, the bed size or length is 78 inches, when in actuality it's 68.5 inches. The 120 has a bed size of 58 inches, but the cutting area is only 47.2. And then the 60 has a bed size of 32.5, but has a cutting area of 24 inches. Just keep that in mind as you place material on there and you're trying to cut a certain length. Now you've got the tool heads, 1 and 2. 1 is a lighter duty. It's like 500 grams of downforce pressure. It's for your pen plotting and light duty cutting. Whereas pin 2, with a force up to 1,000 grams, it's mainly used for heavy duty cutting, and if you're doing creasing such as chipboard, you'll use this tool head. Now, people get confused about the X and Y axis when they're dealing with their software. Well, just keep in mind, X axis on the plotter's side to side, and the Y axis is from top to bottom, which is kind of good to know when you're getting the orientation. The control panel is set up like this. You have the LCD panel that tells you everything the plotter's thinking. Then you have these 4 buttons, the function keys on the side. This is the power button, tells you the power is on. Then you've got a prompt light that tells you something minor is going on. You have the arrow keys, and then you have all these keys at the bottom, which are the most commonly used functions, such as making copies, setting the cutting conditions. If you're scrolling through the menu, you need to use this button, next. And then you have pause. And then you have enter, which accepts values that you've set. And then if we scroll over, we see the test button for doing the test cut, and then of course the origin button for setting the start point on your cut.